In this section, we're going to look at partial fraction decomposition. What we want to do is take a fraction like the 2x minus 3 over x squared minus 7x plus 12 and make it equal what's there on the right, two simpler fractions. Now to do that, first of all, if we have an improper fraction to begin with, we go ahead and divide it. For example, you see the one sitting down there with the 2x cubed over the x squared. That's improper. The degree of the numerator is greater than the degree of the denominator. So in this case, instead of dividing by hand, notice we're going to go to the calculator and we're going to use a command called expand. And we're going to type that fraction in, 2x cubed minus x squared plus x plus 5 divided by x squared plus 3x plus 2. And notice it's going to divide it up into partial fractions. Now all we want is to be able to put those two fractions back together and then get back what we had there. That's what I want to show you how to do, is how to get the 17 over x plus 2 plus 1 over x plus 1 back when we have put them back together. Let's see, what do we get when we put them back together? All right, we get 18x plus 19 over x squared plus 3x plus 2. And we're going to just discard the 2x minus 7, and we're going to work with that 18x plus 19. Now, what are some of the rules? Well, one thing, you factor the denominator into as many factors as it will form. We're going to be able to factor all of ours into linear factors. So we go back to the calculator, we go to factor, and we're going to factor x squared plus 3x plus 2. Now we could have done it in our heads, but let's use the calculator today. I'm feeling a little bit lazy. Factors into x plus 1 times x plus 2. So we go back where we were and notice we've got our denominator factored. I'm going to circle it there so you can keep it in mind. Now the next thing we do is we want to make that original fraction, notice the 18x plus 19 on the bottom, into two fractions, and what we want to do is find the a1 and the a2. And we'll be working on that. That's what we want to find right there, those a's. Then we could also maybe have quadratic factors. We're not going to work with this particular situation right now. We'll deal with that a little bit in some other math classes as you proceed through your mathematics. All right, so here goes. Let's take the 18x plus 19 over x squared plus 3x plus 2. And we've already factored it, so we're going to write it down there in factored form. And then we're going to split it up into our a sub 1 over x plus 2 plus a sub 2 over x plus 1. Now, we have to get these over a common denominator. Do you remember how to find and get your fractions over a common denominator? I hope so. If not, stop right now and review what I've done. Now, our next thing is to take the 18x plus 19 and we're going to set it equal to the a1 times x plus 1 plus a2 times x plus 2. Now we could form that into a huge system of equations, but what we're going to do is notice I picked minus 1. Why? Because when I substitute minus 1 for x, please notice it's going to zero out the a2. And so now the a2 is going to zero out. And so we get that minus 17 equals minus a1. So a1 equals 17. So our 18x plus 19 over x squared plus 3x plus 2 comes out equal to 17 over x plus 2 plus 1 over x plus 1. And that's what we got when the calculator did it for us. Now, let's try one that's a little bit more difficult. x minus 3 over x squared times x plus 4. Take careful note of how I'm dividing this up. a1 over x plus a2 over x squared plus a3 over x plus 4. Also, take careful note what we get when we put it over a common denominator. Notice we get the a1x times x plus 4, a2 times x plus 4, and a3 times x squared. So we want our x minus 3 to equal that numerator that's sitting there. Let's get it written down so that we can start to do some arithmetic. All right, let's substitute x equal to 0. Let's notice that's going to zero out the a1, not the a2, but the a3. So we're going to get that minus 3 equals 4a2. So a2 is minus 3/4, and we've got one of them. All right, let's let x equal minus 4. We'll have minus 7 equals a1 times minus 4 times minus 4 plus 4. Hopefully you see the arithmetic happening here. We've got some things zeroing out. That's nice. So in this case, a3 equals minus 7/16. Now, class, there's nothing else that we can substitute and make things zero out. So what do? We just pick a number. I kind of like 1 if I haven't used it before. We substitute it in. We'll put in what we know for a2 and a3. And we'll do some major arithmetic. Or you could use your calculator and solve for a1. That might be the easiest way. But as you notice here, I decided to crank it all out by hand. That might be kind of dumb, but let's see whether we can get it right. Okay, we got a few more fractions to look at here. Minus 2 plus 67 over 16 is 5a1. So 5a1 turns out to be 35 over 16, and a1 is 7 over 16. So what do our fractions look like? Well, x minus 3 over x squared times x plus 4 will be 7/16 over x minus 3/4 over x squared minus 7/16. 7/16 times 1 over x minus 3/4 times 1 over x squared minus 7/16 times 1 over x plus 4.